Well, holy shit, DC finally remembered it owns villains who aren't named the Joker because this Clayface trailer looks genuinely disturbing, emotional, and way more like a body horror tragedy than your usual superhero save the world from glowing skybeam routine. This isn't really selling a superhero movie. It looks like a straight up descent story about Matt Hagen, a successful actor whose entire identity is tied to his face, until a violent encounter with a crime boss destroys it. And right there, you already have more emotional weight than most modern comic book films manage in 2 hours. Matt doesn't start as a monster. He starts as a guy who loses the one thing his life is built on. So when he turns to experimental treatment to fix his disfigurement, it doesn't feel like villain logic, it feels like desperation. And that's what makes it work, because Hollywood loves to pretend appearance doesn't matter while simultaneously proving the opposite every single day. Matt lives in that contradiction. So when he loses his face, he doesn't just lose his looks, he loses his career, his identity, and eventually his grip on reality. The experiment works until it doesn't. His body starts breaking in ways that feel less like a power-up and more like a slow, horrifying collapse. And the trailer leans into that instability in a way that actually feels uncomfortable, which is exactly what Clayface should be. This isn't a guy getting cool shape-shifting abilities. It's a man trapped inside a body that won't stay solid. And the emotional angle hits just as hard as the physical horror. You can understand his anger. You don't have to agree with it, but you get it. The system failed him, people moved on, and now he's spiraling into revenge while calling himself a monster, like he's just accepting what everyone already decided he was. That's tragic, not cartoonish. Visually, the trailer also looks like it's willing to get ugly in the right way. Not polished CGI villain energy, more like unstable flesh, shifting identity, and a body that feels like it's constantly betraying its owner. And thankfully, this is reportedly an R-rated film, which is honestly the only way this concept works. You can't do family-friendly melting man horror without completely defanging the idea. Clayface needs to feel painful, not sanitized. The director choice also makes sense. James Watkins, who did The Woman in Black, knows how to build slow dread and psychological horror without relying on constant noise or spectacle. That film proved he can turn atmosphere into tension, which is exactly what this story needs. Because Clayface isn't about big action set pieces, it's about watching a man lose control of his own body and identity. And that's where the casting and concept really click. Matt Hagen is an actor who becomes other people for a living, and then gets cursed with a body that can literally become anyone, while he loses the ability to stay himself. That's a brutal, almost ironic twist on the character. My only real concern is balance. This story has a lot going on: body horror, revenge, crime drama, psychological breakdown. And it could easily collapse under its own weight if it tries to become a standard superhero finale. I don't need a third act CGI war. I don't need 10 cameos. I don't need the universe reminding me it exists. Let Clayface be a contained tragedy. Because this trailer actually sold me on something rare. A DC movie that isn't trying to be important, or epic, just emotionally disturbing in a grounded way. It looks uncomfortable, it looks sad, it looks like a man slowly turning into something he never wanted to be. And honestly, that's way more interesting than another world-ending beam in the sky. I'm in, buying my ticket.